to the Conservation Commission meeting of June 5th. It's the Foxborough Conservation. So June 5th, 2023, 7 p.m. at the Gala Meeting Room at Town Hall at 40 South Street. According to, we're meeting in compliance with Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, provisions by the governor, and they will continue. Meetings will be held in person and remotely via Zoom and live on Foxborough cable television, channels 22 or 38. For Zoom, you can go and log on to www.foxboroughmass.gov/departments/conservation and click public remote participation. At this time, I will officially open the meeting. Seeing no one from public comments, we have an executive session that somebody wants to make a motion to go in.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? I guess we have to do a roll call.
Rich Glemmy, aye.
Rebecca Kelly, aye.
Jim Marsh, aye.
David Opatka, aye.
Peter Tanasoff, aye.
And Robert Bodie, aye. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, Wetlands Protection Act, and Foxborough's Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Chapter 267, the Conservation Commission will open a public hearing on Monday, June 5th, 2023, at 7:10 p.m. in the Gala Meeting Room, Foxborough Town Hall, 40 South Street, and/or via Zoom on a notice of intent filed by Frank Bovine Lawson Phase 2 LLC for the construction of a single-family home with associated grading, utilities, and driveway at 20 Goodwin Drive, Assessor's Map 63, Plan 001/006. Portions of the proposed work will lie within 100 feet of a resource area. Mr. Buckley.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. For the record, my name is Bill Buckley from Bay Colony Group. I'm here representing the applicant Lawson Phase 2 LLC. I know the Commission is very familiar with the project, so this is the Lawson Farm site. This is the second lot that we've actually brought before you that backs up to the Lakeview Pond. So I know you're all looking at the same drawing as this, but if you can kind of look up here in this corner at your drawing, where it sits on the site. So it's at the cul-de-sac where the two streets, Goodwin Drive, which is the one that goes north-south, and then this is Conroy Lane, I think, and it goes kind of southeast to northwest. And this is the cul-de-sac down there. So the bordering vegetated wetlands are along the back of the lot, and these were delineated when we did the project. For the very first, we did the ORAD, and then we've used that wetland line when we did the infrastructure. And so, and as I stated, I know it's hard to see on here, but Lakeview Pond is off to the side, or actually this tree line is a good indicator of it. So you can see where the wetlands are. The site lies partially within the zone to the bordering vegetated wetlands, so you can see the dashed red line. It's on your drawing and on the drawing here that I'm outlining itself. And then there's another red line on here that shows it's further out, and that's the 150-foot septic system setback from the wetland. Further in, and I should have made it a line, but I make it dots to try and keep it less busy, but it's not. So this is the 25-foot no disturb. No portion of the 25-foot no disturb lies on the property. So all of the property is outside of the 25-foot no disturb. To further orient you, this path here is one, so it comes in from the lower left corner of your plan. This is the path that comes in from Lakeview through the Conservation Commission's property, enters the site right here, and then it runs along the back of the new lots that were created. This is the land that's going to be conveyed to the commission prior to the roadway being accepted. So the lot itself has quite a drop. I know everybody's probably been out there, or at least you've certainly driven through. So there's probably a 20-foot drop from the beginning to the end of the back of the lot. So we have to deal with that, and the way we've proposed to deal with it is similar to actually next door to the left here. The house will be relatively close to the street, well outside the 100-foot buffer zone. We'll be filling this whole area in the front. The house will have a walkout in the back. And then what we've done along the back here, and this orange line that I'm showing you, these are walls. And what we're proposing is to build, these are about 4-foot high block stone walls, using the stones that are on the site. There's plenty of boulders in there that were taken out of this road here, Conroy, when it was constructed. So these will be basically wrapping around the rear of the property, but really not the rear of the property, which I'll explain in a minute. And that will act as a barrier. We'll be filling in front of that away from the wetland in order to create a relatively flat backyard. At its closest point, the wall is right down here in this corner, and you could probably read it better. Let me actually zoom in so we can all kind of look at this.
When are you going to design a cursor that is red in color so we
I
can
know.
follow it?
I know. This is a terrible screen. That doesn't look too bad, actually. So this is the 33-foot. This is the closest point that the wall will be to the bordering vegetated wetlands. And then the rest of the place, you can see how the wetlands kind of go off here. And we've tried to keep it, except for this corner, we've kept it a minimum of 50 feet off the closest point. So between here and here is the closest point. But you can see it's still significantly off the rear of the property.
Bill,
Go ahead.
those tiny dots, that's the 25-foot no-touch zone that's on the lot?
Yes. Yes, you're right. I misspoke earlier. The 25-foot in this corner down here is on the lot. So down here, I apologize. I was looking at a different line. So that is the 25-foot no disturb. You can see it better now.
And how far is that other corner from the 25-foot?
This is 33 feet off the wetland.
Yep, and then the one
This
further
is
up.
50 feet off the wetland. And where's it, is that the,
That other corner, if you keep going up.
over here?
Yep.
I'll measure that.
I'm assuming it's more than 33 since you didn't.
Yeah,
Looks kinda-
it looks like it's curved out. It's more than 50, actually, I think.
That's 50 feet.
Okay.
So what we're proposing is these walls will here, they'll act as a barrier. So you will be able to, you're not going to be able to accidentally go beyond without being known, without being seen. And then the other thing is they will also act to hold up the backyard. What we're proposing during construction is very similar to what we've done all along. You can see on your plan sheet over to the left, we have silt sock sediment control, which has filter mitts, which are filled with mulch along the outside limit of work, from anywhere where the lot is in the buffer zone. Here, 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 and then it stops up here. And then in addition to that, there'd be an orange construction fence in case you just couldn't see that silt sock. So it would be clearly delineated along the back. The septic system is located in the front
While
of the
we're
house.
still talking about that
Okay.
back, is there any reason why you couldn't round that corner off a little bit and throw that 33 feet, make it a little bit more? Just instead of making an angle, just round that up?
If I made the wall a little higher, I could do that. Is that
I
what you want
think
me to
that'd
do?
be,
Yeah, like keep it at like 280 instead of the 279.
So keep it at, okay, yeah, we can do that. So the 280, that's just going to make it 36. So maybe you would make it, take it up to the 282. And that would get us to almost 40 feet at its closest point. Wall will be a little higher, there's plenty of boulders down there,
yeah.
you know?
Because 282 is where you're, the top right corner, right? That's kind of the height where
Yeah.
the wall is. Yeah, so
292 is the height. So
No,
that-
but what he's talking about
the
over on
upper
the
corner there,
other side is 282.
282 is where you're coming
Yes,
close to that wall, right? So, yeah,
yes.
you just follow that contour.
Sure, we can do that.
So that would make it about an 8-foot wall.
That would make it a 270, it'd be a 6-foot wall.
6-foot wall.
Yep. At its highest, I think. So, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
It doesn't impact the rear yard. The rear yard stays the same. It's just the wall's a little bigger. Anything else along the rear there that we,
No, I think that would be in a,
well, let me just point out a couple of other things that
Okay.
you'd be interested. So we're going to put these conservation signposts along the back. So every corner here, well, not every corner, so right here, I know they're hard to see, here, 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 here. So Joe Schmo walking along the back is going to see these 6x6 posts sticking out of the ground with a tag on them saying conservation land. And that works for both people, for the conservation and for the neighbors, so people don't go on their property. In addition, again, this was permitted in the original permit that the commission signed, but each of these corners will have a stone bound as well. So again, there'll be permanent markers there for that as well.
Great.
So talking about the staying in the buffer zone is about roughly 10,000 square feet, a little bit less than 10,000 square feet due to the grading and wall construction. That will go down a little bit once we build the wall. So it'll be somewhere less than that because we won't be disturbing below that 282 contour except for to build the wall. The proposed house is about 137 feet from the BVW at its closest point, which is down here in this corner. Nothing, no impervious surface lies within the 100-foot buffer zone. The impervious area on the parcel is about 10% of the lot. And again, none of that's within the 100-foot buffer zone. Septic system's in the front, which is here, and it's about 216 feet away from the wetlands. It's exempt from the DEP stormwater standards, but one of the requirements of the subdivision control law in Foxborough is that all roofs have to be recharged. So we have to recharge the 2-inch storm. So that we'll be using these Caltech infiltration chambers in the rear. All the gutters will be connected into them and put into that, which is all of the lots, all of the homes in the subdivision are required to have that. I talked about the erosion control. So the construction sequence, it's pretty normal. It's going to be going in, we're cutting the trees down, but don't grub the stumps. Put the erosion control in, then come in and grub the ground and the stumps, bringing the site to subgrade, which is all that fill we have to bring in. Then they'll start working on the home, septic system, landscaping will be the final activity, paving driveway, installing the final landscaping as well.
The fill isn't coming from the site? It's new fill?
I mean, so around the house, around the septic system, under the driveway, no. That has to be
special.
'cause it's
very
special,
gravel,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's part of the fill?
Yeah, I mean, he might be able to scare up some material in the site to use in the backyards. You know, you can use loam or anything like that under your lawn,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
fine. But I would say a lot of this material is going to be coming from off-site. That's one of the issues we have. It's just an issue that the contractor has to deal with, is finding enough
With the right materials?
right,
Compactable material,
that's priced right.
yeah.
You know, material costs are just crazy now. So that's what's going on. All of these lots, this lot and the lot to the left, which you've already permitted, those are the worst two. And as we start moving left or up, north, those lots will start to get better. They'll start to meet the grade better. And you can see that when you go out there to drive through the site.
Bill, in your report, you have the firm photo here of Zone A.
Yeah.
That covers the back portion of the lot, definitely goes into it. Then on the next page, that same Zone A almost covers half of the lot.
So the Zone A is, it's a Zone A, which means there's no flood elevation. Because they're junk. So what the commission had us do back in 2015, whenever we did the original design, we had to calculate the FEMA Zone A. And so we've done that, and it's outside of the lot. I don't know what the actual elevation of it is. So we show the Zone A because that's what is required to do. But
Oh, you got elevation,
the
yes.
actual elevation of it is outside of any of the activity that we're proposed to do. And I should know it, but I don't.
It's 270.3. You got it right in the back?
Oh, yeah, Zone A, 270.3. I'm sorry. So that's the calculated Zone A that we had to do. It was actually Judy wanted us to do it, to make sure that we were working outside of what the actual Zone A is.
Now, the last time I was down there, and I think Jane was down there, when we were investigating the lot next door, the trees were cut to the 100-foot
Yes. Yeah,
buffer zone line. Have they gone and cut the rest of this area? He was pretty adamant, the contractor was saying, I'm not gonna go any further because.
yeah. So I was there a couple of weeks ago, looking at the lot next door, and no, neither he had not gone any further at that point. I would be shocked if he did. He knows better, and he knows better. So I haven't been down there. Do you think he did?
I don't know, I haven't been down there, so.
Okay. I mean, the last time we were there, the flags were still up. The survey flags were still up, so you can see that they hadn't gone past it. But like I said, I haven't been there for a week or two.
I think Jane will have a special provision in the order of conditions, just to double check that.
I
so.
understand.
Unfortunately, she's feeling ill tonight, so she's not here.
Okay.
If you flagged out the limits of work in the field now?
I don't know. I don't know. What do you want to see? Do you want to see the limit of work, the back of the foundation?
Well, the limit of work is gonna be just on the outside of the wall, the proposed wall.
Yep.
So I just. was
What we'll
wondering-
do is we'll flag, like we did before, I'm sorry to interrupt. We'll flag the hay bale line.
Okay,
So the guy, he can just use that same line that you're looking at when you review it.
just trying to avoid mistakes.
It's,
And do you have a file number
it's
yet?
unbelievable. I'm
Yeah,
sorry?
there's a file number,
Oh,
Yes, we do have a file number.
625,
what?
625.
625, okay. All righty. Any other questions from the board? No. Diana, did Jane have
I
any?
printed out a signature page because you guys don't meet again until July 10th. So
Okay,
you might want to
all right.
sign it.
Okay, all right. Any other questions then? So if I want to make a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the hearing for 20 Goodwin Drive.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? I assume basically boilerplate. I know Jane wanted to have that one additional comment about being present.
You wrote a note on one of the folders.
Yeah, to require a pre-construction meeting at the site.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so I think what we talked about before was a pre-construction meeting, which we should all the time. And then the other thing was, we have to certify the limit that we marked it out, and then when the hay bale line, it's not hay bales, it's the, when the silt sock line
Yeah.
goes in, we confirm that it was done correctly,
okay.
that's all fine. It's,
So when you guys file this, so these plans are going to change to show that that line follows 180, 282 or 182, whatever, yeah.
Yep, and if those are the only comments we have, I'll make that change to show the wall follow the 282 contour.
Okay.
Can we sign the signature page with that provision?
And then, you're gonna just, what?
That
Have
he
it
wants-
written in? And then have it just written in?
Well, no, he's going to provide the final plan for showing the 282.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, yeah, with the changes to the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she was
Yeah, I don't see
going,
why not.
Jane was going to add to the orders about the pre-construction meeting.
Yeah,
It just won't get released until the plan is
yeah,
provided.
okay,
And then the plan will be put into the order,
yeah,
right?
okay,
It'll be
yes.
referenced as the final plan.
All right. So somebody want to make a motion to sign the order of conditions with those provisions in it?
I'll make a motion to sign the orders of conditions for 20 Goodwin Drive, DEP 157-625, with the additional conditions discussed here.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Opposed? None?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can we bring up an old matter?
I'm sorry?
How will you put together that restoration plan for the adjoining lot?
Yeah. Yeah, I've gone over it with Jane.
Oh, she hasn't told us.
I think she had some comments, so I'm not sure I made the final changes. But it was all the things that we talked about that day, the trees, bushes, the trees over here, a limit of not clearing anymore. Actually, what they want to do is, if you haven't gone down there, they want to put a wall in, like, 10, 15 feet further in than the limit of clearing, and then they're just going to grade it off to that. We talked about doing they wanted originally to do a riprap swale. Jane didn't want to do that, so I don't agree with you, but I didn't argue it. So we're just going to do a wall, just a 4-foot wall, similar to this, and then they'll fill up the backyard and slope it to there.
But that's still within the
Still
area
within
that's
100
been-
feet, yep, and I have to, so that will all be on the modification, what we present. I know I've already gone over it with Jane, but I don't think we finished it.
Bob, did you see that plan yet? I haven't.
No.
I think it's best that since we were out there, we should go take a look at that
Okay.
before, okaying it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the last thing. But yeah, we can definitely go ahead and take a look at it.
Okay.
I think I met with Jane, I don't know, maybe it was the Friday before last. A week ago Friday.
Okay.
All right.
When that gets back, we have a continuation of a hearing for 33 Walnut Street, Foxborough Country Club.
Good evening, Mr. Bodie.
gentlemen. Mr. Buckley? Another Buckley here.
I know, right? My wife would say I'm the better looking one, but. Good evening. I just want to apologize. Our consultant was not able to attend tonight, and she has the electronic plans to show on the screens, but I know you have the plans that were shown to you at the previous meeting. So to reintroduce, again, my name is Tom Buckley. I am a member of the Board of Governors of the Foxborough Country Club, and with me tonight is Michael Pock. He's the superintendent of the country club. In the audience is Lou Carangelo. He is the president of the Board of Governors. So we're here tonight after our site walk. So we had the meeting a couple of weeks ago. We answered all the concerns that the board had, any questions that they had, and they requested a site visit. So we had that site visit, and I think it was last week. It was last Tuesday, I think, yes. Beautiful day. Those
It
who
was.
missed
It was a gorgeous day.
I get to see the resident coyote and her pups. And all the questions were asked and answered at that meeting. So we're here if you have any additional questions, and we hope to close this meeting tonight if at all possible.
No, I think I was satisfied. Any other questions?
I wasn't at the site visit, but yeah,
I wasn't either, but
Comfortable
I
with-
didn't have any
Yeah.
questions after last.
Yeah, okay.
No, I was happy and satisfied with what we were shown and what we discussed.
Okay.
I didn't have any problems. Just to make a note that they mentioned that this probably won't occur until fall,
Correct. Yep.
so providing we don't have monsoon rains.
Late season hurricanes.
Yes.
unrelated, but, oh, kinda. Are you still proceeding with the other one that was supposed to happen last fall?
Yes, so the whole 16, which was the dredging project, will happen in end of October, yeah.
Again,
Oh,
you gotta
end
shoot
of
for that again.
October,
Yeah.
okay. So, all right.
That's all I have.
If it doesn't rain.
All right, somebody want to make a motion to close the hearing then?
Make a motion to close the hearing for 33 Walnut Street, EP 157-624.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Jane did do a whole draft order of conditions for this. It has a note that says boilerplate attachment A to be drafted.
Okay,
So she has the rest of it.
all right.
Did she include pre-construction meeting?
I don't know.
It's a little bit different than,
Well, if you
The
make it
other
on
ones.
one, it should make it on all of them. then.
yeah.
For the other dredging project, that was in the order, we will have a pre-construction meeting. She
Pre-construction.
wants to come out and check it. So if
Okay.
she wants to come out and probably be around the same time-ish, maybe not.
Within a week or two.
But we can
Yeah.
come out multiple
Yeah,
times.
okay.
It's not an issue.
That might be part of the attachment thing. I don't know where it would be in here.
So how far will that pond drop?
A lot. Well, like I said, it all depends on the weather. Last year was extreme, the lowest I've ever seen. It'll drop 15 feet.
Wow. That's a big drop. But then again, go out to Lake Mead, see how that thing has dropped.
It fills back, I mean, in my 18 years, it's filled right back in every single year, so.
Yeah. So, have you got the boilerplate,
I got
the signature page?
signature page.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to sign the order of conditions for 157-624?
I'll make a motion to sign the order of conditions for 157-624.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
As opposed? None? All righty.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Dave, do we have any other minutes that non-executive session minutes you want to?
Yes. Oh, just to bring up, remember the project at the Hockomock? About them doing that?
Yeah.
That's gonna be finishing up pretty soon. If anybody wants, just go down there and see what they're doing. I didn't see a restoration plan come back for along the bank of the stream.
No, I haven't seen that either. And that the encampment area, or whatever they want to call it,
That's a separate issue.
yeah, but it's all part of the restoration,
Yes.
so.
That's gonna be separate filing, what Bill said.
So, yeah, they're just about done with the pad, and they've done the plumbing. It's like concreted out.
Oh, okay.
They're getting ready to put like the finishing touches on it, because I've been going there. I've been going there regularly, semi-regularly, anyway, but I've been watching them make progress.
All right. Yeah, they wanna have it open for the summer camp.
Yep. Okay.
So I would recommend, unless anybody has any additions, March 6, 2023, that we accept the minutes that concerns an executive session, 67 Mechanic Street, and 61 East Belcher Road, continued hearing.
Make that motion?
A second?
Second?
Discussion?
Which one, I'm sorry, which ones are we on?
March
March
6th?
20th?
No, March
March
6th.
6.
All right. Yep, okay, fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? 320?
The minutes of March 20th, 2023, just a couple minor things. Under Walnut Street, notice of intent, second paragraph, first line, Mr. Buckley reviewed the project, which will be a 200-unit age 0 registered restricted
Restricted,
40B.
You can't be born. And,
Is it over 50?
I totally missed that.
Yeah.
yeah, over 50,
Yeah.
And just need to separate the words.
So that 0 has to be removed.
Unit age,
Age 50.
oh, age restricted, just period age restricted. What you're saying.
Age.
Yeah, just get rid of the 0.
Yeah.
That works for me. Age restricted, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
The last paragraph that starts with Mr. Johnson explained the project was designed in compliance. When you get to the last sentence, a high groundwater elevation is 7 feet, and the bottom of the basins will be 4 feet. And that's a little misleading. I went back to the plans. You got 2 basins. The high groundwater elevation, Basin 1, that's next to Route 140, was 232 feet elevation. The bottom of the basin was 240. So there's a 8-foot difference. The second basin had a 237 to 240 high water table level. The bottom of that basin was 244, which describes that sentence better. Because high ground elevation is at 7 feet. And the bottom of the basin aren't 4 feet except for one above the high level. So I would say that sentence is just confusing.
Let me read it again. Okay. Yeah. How can we rephrase this? High ground elevation,
Why don't you just do the high groundwater elevation as shown on the plans
Yeah.
provided by the consultant
yeah.
for the 2 basins?
Can you do that, Diane?
What do you
The
want?
high groundwater elevation as shown on the plans. Instead of trying to get the numbers.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the basins as shown on the plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. With that revision,
I got 2 more.
oh, okay.
I wasn't there, but yet I seconded 2 motions. Need to change it,
impressive.
yeah. I've done it before.
Where are you doing?
On
Oh, you
the
were
second
not there?
page, 2 of 3. Motion made by
I see that smile.
Mr. Marsh. And then the one below it.
Kind of like when I missed the hockey.
You're
game,
just
I
my
still
go-to
scored 2
guy.
goals.
You're my go-to guy. I'll substitute some of yours.
Yeah. Yeah,
Other than that, nope.
okay, somebody want to make a motion to accept the minutes as revised?
And who seconded it?
Huh?
Who seconded it?
It was probably me, I'm down this end, and I often second
Rebecca
things.
seconded them,
Yeah.
And I was there.
approved as the revised. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None. All right, April 3rd.
minutes of April 3rd, 2023. It concerns the 15 Willow Street barn, 17 Conway Lane, Walnut Street, continued notice of intent hearing, and Goodwin Drive. And unless someone else has any other additional comments or changes, I didn't find anything.
Nothing here.
Okay. Motion to accept.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of April 3rd, 2023.
Okay, second.
Second?
Discussion. All in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Can I bring up a recommendation?
Aye.
During the meeting, we decided to have a site meeting and set a date. Shouldn't that be in the minutes? Because no one would know that we did set up a site meeting with the applicant or the engineer and who's available.
If you guys decide on a date, it's usually listed. If you say you're gonna do it later, I can't put it in the minutes. If you decided tonight you wanted to go on a
What's the question, Dave?
date
I
next
mean-
Tuesday, I would write it in the minutes, but.
Your recollection.
Yeah, you can't add.
It
site
just-
visit was.
Make a policy that if we decide to have a site meeting,
Yeah, she says if we have a date, then she puts it in. If we don't have a date, she can't put it in. If we make a date at say during the week, Jane emails us and we all get together, then it's impossible to put them into the minutes.
Site visits don't have to be posted with the town clerk as long as no discussions take place. You're allowed to have site visits.
right,
So if you decide tonight you want to have a site visit next Tuesday, it would be in the minutes. If Jane calls you tomorrow and says she wants a site visit somewhere next Tuesday, it's not going to be in the minutes.
Are you suggesting that if it falls short of actually, getting a date certain, that we at least say in the minutes that the commission discussed a site visit and one
Sure.
would be planned at a future time? Or
Sure.
something like that?
yep.
Okay.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Like I said, the minutes tell people who have not
Yeah.
been here, that some other action was taken. So,
Yeah, it's a lot easier than watching the videos.
Anything else? Okay, hear a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
second.
Discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? No one. Thank you, one and all.